Very nice. So let me ask. Oh, Anthony, has it imeitikia?
Not yet. It's only giving me the option to share this particular meeting, but not the presentation.
Okay, just a minute. Okay, just a minute. Let me see where the issue might be. Okay. Share screen. Yeah, can you try now? I think I have facilitated you now to share. Hebu jaribu tena.
Can you be able to see the presentation now?
Yes, I can. Maybe our audience can also confirm. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, we are able.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we can
nice.
begin. So the first question we will start with is, what is a bug? Simply put, a bug, okay, software is programming, lines of code that is written by human beings. Now, human beings, even if they have tools, they do make errors. And those errors are what are known as bugs. Okay. Errors in softwares are known as bugs. These software errors can cause very small minor problems, or can cause really big problems for organizations. The reason why we have bug bounty hunters is companies want to have secure code so that the applications, do not expose maybe transactions, user information, making sure that communication between the client and the organization is secure. So it's really important to have software that has as few bugs as possible. And that is why many companies would want hackers, bug bounty hunters, to find out about these software problems in their applications or software. Now, in bug bounty, there are three elements or groups of people. Let's not say group of people, but there are three groups. There's the bounty hunter. Okay. So what does it take to be a bounty hunter? So these are the basics that you need to start bug bounty hunting. All you need is a computer that has internet access. You need to be a curious person and be willing to learn. Okay. No degree, no previous experience. You are not going to be asked about skills. Basically, there is no requirement to becoming a bug bounty hunter. You could be an accountant, but as a side business, you're doing bug bounty hunting. You could be whoever you are, a student, but you could be doing bug bounty hunting. All right. So that's the first element of bug bounty. Okay. There's the hunter. Now, as a hunter, you must understand one thing is bug bounty is a game of patience. Okay. Because there are no requirements to entry. Okay. There's no degree, master's, experience. So basically, the whole world has been invited to do bug bounty. Okay. There are very, very, very many bug bounty hunters. And as a beginner, it will take you some time before you actually start getting any bugs. So it is very important for you to be patient. Okay. Now, bug bounty involves a lot of reading and a lot of research. Okay. At the beginning, you need to focus more on the learning as opposed to the money. Okay. If you've been to Twitter or you've been looking at the news, there are companies that advertise themselves and say that we will pay $1 million to somebody who is going to find a bug in our software. Okay. So most people go into bug bounty hunting thinking about the money. Unfortunately, if you think about the money, it is going to be a very, very painful process for you because it takes quite a while before you are able to understand how how technology works. All right. Then to understand how to identify bugs in software. All right. So it requires a lot of hard work, determination, and consistency. For you to be able to even start, it will take you probably a minimum of 1 year. All right. It is actually recommended that your first goal should not be to get the money, but your first goal is to submit, to find the first bug, and then submit a proper report. Once you have submitted one bug and a proper report, then now you can know you are heading somewhere. You're heading somewhere. Now, the second part of bug bounty is bug bounty programs. Now, bug bounty programs are usually run by companies. For example, what you see on your screen is Safaricom. Safaricom is inviting, all security researchers and hackers. If you have your time, you can check through our system, check our software, and if you find bugs, we will pay you for it. So a bug bounty program is usually run by a company, right? This they can do privately. Okay. For example, Facebook, Google, they have their own bug bounty programs. They run the bug bounty themselves. That means the platform where you as a bug bounty hunter will submit the bug that you found. All right. The third element of bug bounty is bug bounty platforms. Now, there are quite a number of platforms. All right. One of them is what you're seeing on the screen, is known as Bugcrowd. Sorry about that. Is known as Bugcrowd. This is where companies, submit bug bounty programs. For example, they list that if you find bugs, they set range, a price range. Okay, they write down the what is allowed to be accessed and what is not allowed to be accessed on their network. Now, basically, a bug bounty platform is a marketplace for bugs. Okay, hackers register, and then they look at different companies who you want to work for. In fact, on Bugcrowd, Tesla is listed. Okay, they've listed. You can be able to do bug bounty hunting on their infrastructure, on their network infrastructure. So this is where different companies and hackers meet. Bugcrowd acts as the middleman. So what happens is you submit, if you found a bug, let's say from Sophos, you submit it to Bugcrowd. Somebody goes through it. If it is something valid, they pass it on to Sophos, and then once it's validated, you get paid for it. Okay. Now, there are quite a number of bug bounty platforms. So you can register all of them, or you can register in only one of them. The choice is yours. But there are some who, how can I put it? When you find a bug, it's for charity. All right. Some you'll not, some like this Bugcrowd, you'll get paid according to what the company thinks. But then there are platforms that have put up a price list. For example, there's this company known as Zerodium. Zerodium looks for specific kind of bugs. Okay, for example, these are the bugs they look for, specific bugs they look for in Android and iOS. All right. So the price list, this is the price list. On your left, you have the price ranges, and then you can see up to how much they pay for like an iOS 0-click, up to $2 million. Now, this is for mobile only. Sorry. And then this is the same company for desktop and server applications. All right. Now, if you notice, these are only RCE. So Zerodium deals with 0-day bugs. Okay, these are bugs that are not known to the software developer. For example, if we look at top right corner, we have Windows RCE 0-click, which goes for $1 million. So that means if you have a bug that Windows does not know, and it takes 0 clicks to to access a Windows system without a click, then you're going to be paid $1 million. All right. So with this particular company, this is the creme de la creme of bug bounty. All right. This is the mecca of bug bounty. All right. However, if you submit bugs to this company, chances are very high they are going to be used as cyber weapons. Okay, so if you're somebody who has let's say morals when it comes to war, okay, you don't want people getting killed or getting harmed, then for example, you have a Windows RCE 0-click, you'll submit it to Windows instead of Zerodium. Windows will pay you less than Zerodium. However, Zerodium will pay you more, but highly likely the bug will be used to create cyber weapons. Okay. Now, each platform has its own bug submission process. All right. When you register on the platform, they'll give you, the terms and conditions. This is what you're required to do. This is how you're going to do it. If you have a bug, this is how you submit. This is going to be the format of the report. This is the process we are going to take as a platform to review the code. And then once it has been evaluated, you're going to get paid after this period of time. All right. So each platform has its own bug submission process. All right. And that is something that you should be very familiar with when registering on these platforms. Now, when it comes to bug bounty, when you come across a bug, okay, you have to demonstrate that this vulnerability has very high impact. All right. For you to get paid, okay, the kind of, sums of money that you've seen, you have to show step by step, which is called POC. You have to show how to exploit the software bug that you found. Okay. Sometimes the people who review these bugs might not have the exact skill that you have. All right. So in your report, you have to show, you must have detailed screenshots, of how to reproduce the exploitation. Then you have to show, if this bug was exploited, this is what will happen. This would be the impact. You will lose data. People would have access to your network, such things. And let me just take you back to this, all right? Bottom left, on the bottom line, you can see there are various different softwares, okay, like routers. Routers do have software, all right? Antivirus, the different CMS, content management systems that are used to design websites. These are the most, okay, on this screen we have the most used, I can say, software in the world, okay, like VMware, Thunderbird, Safari, Firefox, Microsoft Word and Excel, all right, Microsoft Exchange, Microsoft Outlook, Linux, Mac OS, WinZip. These are all common softwares that are used, all right? So when you're submitting the report, it really has to be detailed, okay? The report is what matters in bug bounty, all right? Now, for you as a bug bounty hunter, there are two rewards, okay? The first reward is to have a submission that is accepted, a report that is accepted, even if you don't get paid for it, but you'll have understood the process. You'll know that you've actually understood the process of finding a bug in software and submitting a report that can be accepted, okay? After that, now, you can always go for the money, all right? Depending on the platform that you choose, because as I've told you, some platforms, you submit bugs for, as charity, right? Now, for bug bounty resources, there are quite a number. GitHub is a very good resource. When you go to GitHub, just search for bug bounty, you will have an enormous list of resources. And from there, you'll get the talks and presentations that you need. Mostly, also, those can be found on YouTube. And then one of the biggest resources is the platform I've just shown you, Bugcrowd. It has a beginner's guide to bug bounty. That comes highly recommended. It will give you details of how, first of all, to deal with bug bounty platforms, and also how to start as a bug bounty hunter. All right. There's also Google Bug Hunter University, which will assist you to develop skills and become better at bug bounty. All right. Now, the most important thing in bug bounty is basics of technology. All right. For you to be able to identify a bug in software, you must understand the basics of technology. Okay. So, for example, for web applications, you have to understand HTTP basics, networking, programming, Linux basics, web server basics, and then develop hacking skills and a hacking mentality. All right. And then, as you develop these skills, it will get to a point where you'll need automation. You'll automate the process of finding bugs, all right? Once you understand the basics and you submit your first bug, all right, you will be able to create an automation process of, let's say, how to find a cross-site scripting, okay, a cross-site scripting bug, so that if you go to Bugcrowd and for example, Safaricom says that we have this web application, please have a field day, find bugs in this web application. So you automate your process of finding bugs. That is why you also need to understand the basics of automation. Now, this is just web application bug bounty. There are so many applications. You see, like you've seen, there's Android, iOS, Mac OS, Windows OS, Thunderbird, you name it, all types of applications. So this is just web bug bounty. So at the end of the day, you'll have to choose what direction you want to go. Would you rather go for, Windows or operating systems? Would you rather go for mobile? Would you rather go for web? Because all of them are different. You can't do all of them. It's very, very wide. So start with one and try and stick with it. Web bug bounty is the easiest to start with, all right? So for web bug bounty, it is highly recommended to have the Web Application Hackers Handbook. This will help you determine all types of web application bugs that are available, okay? On top of that, you need to practice. And that is why you'll have Pen Tester Lab. Pen Tester Lab is a paid resource. It's around, I think, $19 a month, okay? But it's value for money, all right? So that you test your skills in finding these bugs, okay? Another resource is Portswigger. They're the ones who have created an application that is highly recommended for bug bounty. It is called BAPSuit. Okay, even penetration testers, hackers use this application in their daily activities. Okay, so the two people that you need to follow if you're somebody on Twitter or if you used LinkedIn, these are the two main people to follow and listen to when it comes to bug bounty. Why am I saying this? Is because they've documented they have more than 15 years experience in bug bounty, and they've documented their journey. All right. So if you listen to their talks, what they recommend, all right, it will make your work way much easier. All right. Now, bug bounty has a dark side to it. All right. Things that are hidden from beginners. When you're starting, you just know, I'm looking for bugs. I'll make my first submission. Then with time, it will become, a full-time job for some. Okay. Now, there's a problem of not getting paid or not getting paid the full amount. All right. Sometimes when you submit these bugs, to companies. They'll give all manners of excuses. They'll tell you one of the main excuses they give is there's a security control that can be able to prevent that bug from being exploited. The funny thing is, you've shown them the bug, you've shown them in the report how it can be exploited, what the impact is, but somehow they'll just play games with you, right? And tell you that is okay. They'll tell you there is a security control, or we already knew about it, it's already in the pipeline. Now, not getting paid the full amount. For example, they'll tell you for a remote code execution bug, we will pay you $1 million. All right. Actually, let me give the best example. The best example comes in cryptocurrency. In cryptocurrency, there are this cryptocurrency exchange. Okay. They have also bug bounty programs. Now, if you access their network, access their what is it called? The information about their customers. All right. They promised $1 million if you access their network and get personal details of customers. However, the bug that you found was not on the actual cryptocurrency application, but it was maybe on a router. Okay. So instead of giving you 1 million, they'll tell you, no, this is not involved with cryptocurrency. It's a router problem. So they pay you $20,000. Okay. So that is one of the biggest problems when it comes to bug bounty. All right. Now, payment ranges, for example, in background, as you've seen, Sophos they're paying from, let's say, from $400 to $80,000. Okay. So you, as a bug bounty hunter, you find a bug in Sophos firewall, all right, and you submit the report and proof of concept. They look at it now. Instead of, you might think, yeah, this bug is worth $80,000, but then they decide to pay you, they reduce it. When they put a range, they say we'll pay you between 400 to 80,000. The guys can just choose to pay you, 1,000. As in, and there's nothing really you can do about it. That's the problem. Companies that use payment ranges, you should be very careful with them, because most of the time they pay on the lower side as opposed to the higher side. Okay. Now, there's also lack of transparency sometimes in reviews. As I've told you, one of the reasons of writing a good report and a step-by-step process of reproducing how you attack the bug is because the person who is reviewing it highly likely might be somebody who has lower skills than you. All right. The guy might just, I don't know. Most bugs, are rated on the impact between 1 to 10. Okay. So you might think a bug is rated 10 or 9, but they rate it as a 4 or a 5. But they really not tell you how they reviewed it. For you as a bug bounty hunter who has submitted the bug, you might not know how the back end reviews are done, and it can be done through bias. Okay. Now, when you sign up on these bug bounty platforms, they'll tell you, they'll give you a list of requirements. One of the requirements is you need to add something to your code to identify you as you are scanning a company's infrastructure. Now that identification header, okay, shows that this traffic, this particular network traffic, is from a bug bounty hunter. All right. Now, the company that you're trying to attack, or you're trying to attack, all right, will have or are now setting up artificial intelligence, which is studying uh, bug bounty hunters traffic. Okay, they're learning how you guys how bug bounty hunters perform their searches to identify bugs. Okay, that way they're teaching their AI how to identify bugs. So with time, I'm not sure how it's going to go, but with time, okay, AI will understand how to identify bugs, and instead of using bug bounty hunters, they'll prefer to use their own AI, right? Same as cloud web application firewalls like Cloudflare, okay? They are tracking, they are monitoring bug bounty hunter headers, all right? Once they monitor these headers, they study how bug bounty hunters are searching for bugs, and from there, they are, first of all, they're teaching their own AI. On top of that, if let's say, for example, you are on on the Bugcrowd platform, you have selected to work on, let's say, Tesla. All right. Now these headers will identify you as your searching through Tesla's infrastructure. Now, if by any chance you find a bug, these web application firewalls will look for those bugs in other related infrastructure, right? Such that maybe you get a bug from Tesla, you get paid by Tesla. Now, these web application firewalls, let's say Cloudflare, they notice, this guy has found a bug on Tesla on this particular technology. They search for this particular bug on their client's network and then submit the bug report on their behalf basically you will not get the money as the bug bounty hunter. Okay. Now, when it comes to bug bounty, for example, we've seen Safaricom has a bug bounty program. Companies work using budgets. All right. Now, many companies allocate a small amount to bug bounty. You find that somebody can say, we want to spend, let's say, 50 million Kenya shillings on bug bounty. And then when they start the program, on the first day, they get, almost like 100, 500 submissions. And each of these bug is legit and needs to be paid. Okay. And not just paid small amounts, probably some require to be paid high amounts. So you see, the budget gets exhausted before even the period of the bug bounty program expires. Now, when the budget is exhausted, what happens is most companies start downgrading bugs that are found. Okay. So let's say the first 100 people, get paid well. But then after that, you as a bug bounty hunter, you're happy you found a bug in a Safaricom software. But when you submit it, you find that you're paid very little. It's not that the bug you found has a low score. It is just that the company exhausted its budget on bug bounty, unfortunately. So they will try and reduce the vulnerability of the bug to, so that they can pay you less, right? And then unfortunately, this in this in this in this in this field of bug bounty hunting, there is what we call let me say celebrity syndrome. Because as a starter, let's say for example today, I as Anthony Gatura I want to become a bug bounty hunter. Okay, I study for a period of 8 months to 1 year, and I start. Okay, but when I begin, I am not known in the industry. Nobody knows about me or what I'm capable of. So if I log in to, let's say, BugCrowd platform and submit my bug, it will take some time. It will take the normal process. However, somebody who has been in the industry, okay, somebody who has been in the industry and submits the same, submits a bug to BugCrowd, okay. If he or she sees that there is a delay, because he or she is already known to BugCrowd and they've interacted before, and probably the CTO to BugCrowd, and you can be able to talk to him directly as an individual. You see, it gives you an advantage over newcomers. This is a field where newcomers really have a challenge, okay, but it should not discourage you from starting. All right. So that's the end of my presentation. I am open for questions.
Okay, thank you very much, Anthony, for the great presentation. So now as our tradition, first of all, maybe you can type your questions on the chat, and now Anthony is going to go through them as he answers them. But in case you have any at the moment, as we wait for the rest of us to write them on the chat, you can unmute and kindly just one person raise your hand. You unmute, you ask the question, while the rest kindly just type them on the chat.
So there's a question from Karen. What is the probability of being hacked while on those bug bounty platforms? The bug bounty platform is used to assist in, first of all, it assists the company to indicate which systems should be accessed and which systems should not be accessed. Okay. And then for you as a hacker, you're not using the platform to do anything. All right. It is just for submitting your reports. Okay. It is just for submitting your reports. So you will not be hacked because of using the platform. Okay. The platform is just for the company to state the rules of engagement and for you to be able to submit your reports. Just that.
Okay. Maybe are there any other questions? Okay. I want to assume that the silence means that we have all understood, and now we are eager now to maybe go and explore those platforms that have been shared. So the recording will also be uploaded on our YouTube channel. So in case you missed out on anything, you can just go through it, and you can even be able to trace maybe one of those platforms. You can start, and you can be on your way to becoming. I can see there is another question to becoming another bounty hunter. So kindly, as we wind up, so any questions are welcome for the next 6 minutes.
Okay. So from Moidan, is pen testing the same as bug bounty? No. Pen testing and bug bounty are different. Pen testing goes way much deeper. All right. Pen testing is what you want to achieve is to find out if you can be able to access let's take for example Safaricom. You want they've hired you to do a pen test. Now, as a pen tester, what Safaricom wants to see is if you can be able to penetrate into their network and be able to access files and personal information, financial information, whatever you can get your hands on. Okay. Bug bounty, on the other hand, is specific to software errors. Okay. Now, when we say software errors, it goes through any and all applications. Okay. Now, if Safaricom puts their infrastructure on background. Okay, they want to establish if there are any software errors in that particular infrastructure. That's all. Not if you can penetrate. Penetration testing is you are an outsider, you want to see if you can be able to get into our network. For bug bounty, we're just looking for software errors that can result into, accessing personal information and such kind of things. So they're slightly different.
Okay, thank you very much for that. So I think I want to assume there's no other question, and we'll come to the end of our session today. So I want to commend all of you for taking your time on your busy schedules and availing yourself to learn about bug bounty hunting. I know we have done an overview, but we have at least shared the necessary resources that you can use to get deeper into bug bounty hunting, and you can become an expert. So as the trainer had said, it might take a bit of time, but if you are prepared mentally, you can be able to achieve it. So kindly, if you're interested, continue with the materials, and we look forward now to another session. So kindly have yourself a blessed night, and see you on the next session.
All right.